sustainable agenda, which are an urgent call for action by all countries developing in a global partnership. They recognize that ending poverty and other deprivations must go hand in hand with strategies that improve health and education, reduce inequality, and spur economic growth, all while tackling climate change and working to preserve our oceans and forests. Sustainable development goals. It addresses most challenges. It addresses most burning issues in our community, in our nation, and globally. But since 2015, when SDG was launched, most developing countries fail to align with the SDG agenda. As an NGO founder and then the practitioner, we observe that most people in our community, the marginalized people, even the educated fellows, don't understand SDG. Some people even claim that they are hearing for the first time, which is very bad because there's no advocacy, there is a gap. And then the agenda is to be realized in 2030. So the 17 goals, which include no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and the clean energy, decent work, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, and communities, responsible consumption, climate action, water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution, and then lastly, partnership for goals. This morning, I want to address the issue of SDG and how it impacts education in the marginalized community. Federal Polytechnic Ayede is established in the marginalized community. And then working with a marginalized community, working in a remote environment require adequate participation for inclusive development. We all know that COVID has done many damages, but it also has its own significant opportunities. So the implementation of agenda will address most, if not all, the challenges the world is facing as the result of current global crisis. This will provide a stable and prosperous life for every person and ensure the mantra of leaving no one behind is achieved on the Africa continent. Polytechnic education and SDG. The main objective for polytechnic education is to advance the technical and vocational skills of the student to be more entrepreneurial for creative and innovative development and promote the socio-economic growth of the nation. To leave no one behind, SDGs should be part of the school curriculum from primary education to higher levels. Entrepreneurship education plays a significant role in accomplishing SDG by equipping the students with the required skills for self-reliance to reduce poverty and promote economic growth. Lecturers should reskill and upskill themselves to live in the present, which is crucial to impacting students with the necessary skills for accomplishing the SDG. When we mention SDG, are we equipped as lecturers? Are we equipped as service providers to impart the skills on the students? Most students, few lecturers are not well equipped, and that is the responsibility of every one of us to understand, to familiar, and then to upskill ourselves on the current issues, on global issues, so that we will be able to provide necessary skills, the required knowledge that we advance the students. The main objective, the SDG program encompasses a variety of components. In the process in the Polytechnic to achieve the SDG, there are many things that we need to take into considerations. Because sustainable development goals is not for United Nations alone. It's for every one of us. When they mention United Nations, some people believe that it's only in New York, whereas it concerns every one of us. So therefore, we must work toward the accomplishment of this particular goal for our own benefit, for our future generations. So one of the components is that a train the trainers workshop on SDG, in which we are doing now for all the Polytechnic academic and non-academic staff. Because where you don't have the skill, you don't have the experience, what you want to share. So it's what we know that we want to, we should share. So therefore, we need to upskill ourselves, reskill ourselves in the field of sustainable development goals and other relevant skills that will make us relevant and make us productive, having fruitful outcomes in the delivery of our services. Assign competent and professionally qualified lecturers to manage and control SDGs and skill development related units and courses. In some situations in our society,